Third phase of moon.
Blake Cousins here, third phase of moon. Welcome back, everybody. We're live, taking your calls from around the world. We got some breaking news coming in. We got it from two different sources. We're going to get to it right now. Canada is, going through something quite an extraordinary times right now. But Manitoba was one thing, a crashed UFO. Now, the Canadian rail industry is saying that 3 days ago that the train leaving Thunder Bay for Winnipeg completely vanished without a trace. The information is coming in. Burton Lansdowne, the NCR spokesman for Canadian Rail, says that you'd think all we'd have to do is follow the track, but it's not that easy. Here's a quick recording from an interview with the spokesman. Listen to this.
How do you steal a 47-car freight train?
I'm not sure how.
I have no idea.
Right.
I mean, you spend 3 days on 2 hours sleep trying to play every possible scenario in your mind over and over again about how this could possibly, and your mind goes some strange places.
What would be the strangest theory as to where this train might be?
Alien abduction.
Alien abduction. You just heard it from the spokesman himself. They just don't know where it is. This let's see, how many? 47 cars in all. A train goes missing, and they don't know where it is. Now, this is something that's quite extraordinary. If anybody could do some research while this is up, I want to break this news coming into third phase and get the new information out. Also, I received an email from Ed. Ed, the famous abductee with the evidence of videos and archive that goes back decades. He just opened up his new channel, people. It's called In Focus UFOs. It's quite amazing, actually. It's the first time I actually see kind of what Ed looks like. His evidence that he has on location over there, wherever he may be. Most of his footage comes out of Colorado. We're hoping he could join us tonight and tell us what to expect on his channel coming up. I'm quite excited, everybody, that it's going to be something that I'm sure we haven't seen before. I'm hoping that Ed could share us exclusive footage while now that he's got his own channel. Everybody take a look. It's In Focus UFOs. The link I just shared. Everybody, you know what? Keep your eyes on the skies. We're going to be right back. Let's check out this video from Ed. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Blake Cousins.
You're here, the source for the most abundant footage collected of extraterrestrial evidence. This is VSET, In Focus UFOs. My experiences began as a young man when my uncle first introduced me to an encounter that has continued to follow me throughout the travels of my life. In the past, I had been the target of ridicule and criticism because of my claims. So I've been reluctant to share my catalog, but I have decided the time is now, and this channel, VSET In Focus UFOs, is the place. Today is September 17th, 2015, and a new report supports the theory that two black holes in a galaxy 3.5 billion light years away are headed for a cosmic collision of unimaginable scale. This isn't conjecture. This is what our life is today. I have now decided to utilize this channel to share my experiences. I have footage of airborne craft that I have recorded across the continent of North and South America and throughout the South Pacific. I have had direct contact with alien life, and I know from shared experiences that these encounters are not unique. So welcome to the source, where you will find the most information current today regarding our cosmos and the world we live in. And I will be cataloging all of my archival footage and analyzing it and describing to you in detail how it was captured and what I experienced. Welcome to VSET, In Focus UFOs. They call me Ed.
You're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show. Tell us your name, man. We're going to get you back online. We're live, Third Phase of Moon. Let's get to Berkeley. You there?
Yeah, this is Johann Scott.
Joe.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. I did some videos on YouTube. I had caught it, and I was working in San Francisco. It was about almost about a year ago now, and
Okay.
I was working, doing my rounds. I worked security at a high-end hotel on Nob Hill. So I was just doing my rounds, and I took out a video camera, and I caught something that was overhead over the hotels. It had red and green lights. It was flying over real slow, then it took off real fast. I was trying to download the video to you guys, but I kept having problems of trying to get it to you. But it's on YouTube. You could look under UFO in San Francisco.
UFO in San Francisco. We'll do that right now. Let's see. UFO in...
Yeah, San Francisco.
Okay.
It had my name, Johann Scott, under the briefing.
When did you upload this?
I think that was in, maybe October or November of last year.
You know what?
So it's been a while.
You know, unfortunately, there's probably about 1,000 videos titled UFO in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
why don't you just, you can send it to us to our email address at cousinsbrothersproductions@gmail.com. It's pretty easy. Send us a link.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Sure, take it.
Yes, yes. And,
right,
because I had zoomed in on it and everything, and it does look like one of the ones I saw that you had sent a couple of days ago that you had broadcasted that had the red and green lights that was over the earth. It had red, green lights on it, and that is similar like that one.
Where the red and green lights are kind of a characteristic of drones. It's kind of the colors that are most prominent on it. What makes you think that it's not a drone?
I don't know. It was just the way it flew over. I don't know, because it took off. It was overhead. It was probably maybe about 200 feet in the air. Then it took off real fast up high distance, and then it came back down, and then it flew over the Golden Gate. The last time I seen it, it was going over the Golden Gate, and then it took off straight up. And then that's the last time I seen it that day. When it was going straight up, and I couldn't see it.
That's pretty cool. Have you ever seen a UFO before? Is this your first experience?
Oh, no. I've seen one back in daytime and back in 1982. I was when I was living in San Francisco. It was during the afternoon. It was broad daylight. Everybody saw it. It was flying over. It was spinning around. My brother went outside playing, and I was looking out the window, and I decided to look up. And all the kids that was out there, we all saw it. This was back in 1982.
So what was the reaction on the ground? You say how many people you think witnessed this? How big was it?
It was pretty big. It was going kind of slow. It was spinning around. It was fire coming out of the sections. It was like 13 or 14 sections. And the way it was spinning and the fire was coming out, it was like it was staying hovered. The fire was keeping it like hovered. And it flew over going towards the beach area. Because where we stayed in the middle of San Francisco. So the way it was going west. and it was going slow enough so everybody could see it.
So how old were you around that time when that happened?
I was 12 or 13. I think I was 82. Yeah, 12. I was 12.
So did that have like a big influence on your life afterwards, the way you thought about the universe and where you kind of live on this planet?
Yes, I did, and then too when later on in '94. No, it was in 93 when I went to go visit my family out in Mississippi. And I was out there with my family, because it's clear skies out there. It's not like big city to sit up there and look at the stars and everything. Me and my cousin was playing around, and we laid out on the grass it was like 10, probably 11 o'clock at night. And we were just sitting there watching the stars, and from a long distance away, we saw a star just pop up and start moving. It wasn't just me. I went and grabbed my mom and told her to look up, and we all saw it. It was like 40 of us because we had our family reunion, and we saw it. Everybody saw it that day, so it wasn't like
what would your mom think?
A lot of people.
What did your mom think?
Oh yeah, she was like, it probably could have been a meteor, but I said no, it couldn't because it was standing still at first, and then it just took off.
Wow. Quite incredible, man, multiple sightings. You might have a connection. What's going on with a lot of people that share their UFO sightings is the connection like Ed has. Ed, the famous abductee, he claims that they've been following him around for years. I think people like you and yourself around the world who experience UFOs, like myself, I've experienced them over a dozen times, so what's going on in regards to this phenomenon is quite interesting. I wanted to welcome Dragon to the show. It's the first time she's ever been here. He's hearing it right now live. This is the way it is on Third Phase, the only radio show on the planet that just takes in raw calls like yourself, and people can share their UFO stories. Hey, appreciate the call in, man.
Okay. Yes, and I was going to tell you.
One last time. Hold on a sec. We got people right now. If you could clearly say your YouTube channel, maybe we could find it throughout the show and stick around. What's your YouTube name again? Slowly. Go ahead.
My YouTube name is Johann Scott.
Johann Scott?
Yes.
So that's JOHAN?
A-N-N. Yeah, and Scott, S-C-O-T-T.
Okay, man, stick around. We're going to be right back with Mr. Scott from Berkeley, California. It's quite amazing what's going down in the world. I want to get some people's opinions about this train disappearance. This is something that, it's in broad daylight. You should be able to find it easily, and even the head spokesman is starting to go through conspiracies, and he says it's wild, and he even can't rule out alien abduction in his what he stated in his own stern words. The moon taking their calls from around the world. Blake Cousins back. This train that's been missing for the past 3 days is still something that we got to find out. We got to find out what's going on. People are asking the big questions. I think there are 2 people missing along with that. So what happened to that? What are the parents or the family thinking about what's going on? Let's get to Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. 916, you there? Area code 916, you're live, Third Phase.
Hello.
Sorry about that. Call back. We just lost 916. I'm thinking. Call back. We're still live, Third Phase. This train. We're gonna get. I think Kelly's with us as well. Kelly, you there? San Diego.
Yeah. Hey, Blair. Blake, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good, man. Did you hear about this Canadian rail situation?
No, it's the first time I'm actually hearing about it. I was kind of curious about what was going on, and also just want. Go ahead.
Yeah, I almost thought it was some kind of like a joke or something. But the more I look into it, the more that this is going down. This is 47 cars. How do they how does that disappear and vanish into thin air? A quarter of a mile long.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I've seen also videos of. It could be, something that they could be at. The whole thing could have been abducted, but that's pretty crazy if it's that long. I mean, I've seen some videos where there was one that was a semi that was over in Germany, and like a beam of light came down and picked this whole thing up off the ground, dropped it. But then when he called the police and everything, they showed it. All the cargo that it was carrying it had disappeared. So but the whole train, that's pretty crazy. Also, I got just one more thing. Joe was the guy who was just called Joe. He was talking about an instrument, I believe, that he said that you can use to materialize UFOs if they're using a cloaking machine. If I'm correct on that.
Yeah, I think Cosmic Joe dropped out, but yeah, from Baltimore. What he's talking about is this technology that's going to be out here real soon, which I think that's going to be available to the public. The military's already got it. They got the Predator suit going. They could put the suit on and cloak out. You're in the military. Have you seen any of that going on? Any ghillie suits? The optimal ghillie suit?
I know that they are using a lot more with the pilots are using with a lot more with their helmets and some of the suits they are wearing, because some of the jets I know that the stuff that I put my hands on, I've seen they're talking with jets that they were trying to do with the speed and everything on it. Well, what it does is the jet, when they actually turn exactly with the ailerons and everything, so it would allow the jet to do almost like a right turn. But that with that, the only thing they're finding is that, like I was saying, that you have on the one video from Southern California about that UFO where it just like totally you could see it like just tear off. Like at a blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
We don't have anything like something like that would rip a human being apart. So
they stick to the wall and become a pancake kind of thing. Kelly, stick around real quick. I wanted to bring back 916. You there,
Hello.
Arizona? Hey, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Sorry for the disconnection. Yep.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Welcome to Third Phase.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, I've good. I'm first time caller. And I have to admit, I've watched you guys' videos on YouTube quite a bit, and I got to tell you something. I'm really amazed by what's really going on out there, because it's you see more and more that they're coming out more. It's becoming more common now, more commonplace. Not that they're hiding anymore. Like it's something that's becoming. They're getting maybe they're getting themselves ready to really come out in a greater in a greater amount. And have a real showing of themselves. So it's kind of crazy because. I think, like I was looking at the Costa Rica video, and it's like, it's amazing what's going on out there. And people are it's, how can I say it? People are not as shocked.
Yeah, it's exactly right. They're just kind of like taking it nonchalantly, and they don't even see what's going on in front of their face. That Costa Rica event, the phenomenon, I hear people are even have a hard time even uploading that up on YouTube. There's, thousands of people witnessed it. We had a few pictures shared with us, and then there's a couple videos just floating around. But what happened to YouTube? Where's the information coming in on that one? Is my question.
Yeah,
is amazing.
Another thing too that I'm kind of looking at, and as far as like the Costa Rica video is, maybe that's some of these UFOs are actually cloaked. That, and when they're cloaked, what's going on with the atmosphere around them? That's another thing too that I'm kind of thinking of, is that maybe there might be actually something there that we just can't see with our eyes, but the environment is actually taking something's happening with the environment around it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm no no physicist as far as like that stuff goes, but I have to tell you, I come outside every night. I live in Sacramento. I come outside every night. I look around, and I'm always keeping my eyes out because there's something always going on that you just got to be there to pay attention to see it. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and what's interesting too. It happened on September 15th, 2015, and that was the Independence Day over there for them over there in Costa Rica, and then that event happened. It looked straight out of the movie Independence Day. And that was,
exactly.
It was a sight to behold. People were, kind of startled, but in awe of the beauty of that event. It was quite amazing.
Yeah,
what?
And like I say,
what do you think about this? Did you hear about this Canadian rail parents situation going on?
No, that's the first. When I was just listening to you guys, it's the first I heard of it.
Yep, we're breaking the news. It's all because there are 250,000 subscribers and people like you just keeping your eyes on the skies and having their, tap on the information. It's really amazing that this is real and it's happening now. Maybe in the next few days it might be found, but I got a feeling there's something that we're not going to find out anytime soon about what happened to that. And if so, they'll probably cover it up just like the Manitoba crash. Hey, appreciate you
totally.
In from Sacramento. Go ahead, Annie. Go ahead.
You guys, I'm really proud of you guys, and you know what? Keep it up, man. Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. And if you capture anything over there in San Francisco and Sacramento, and anybody around the world, if you capture anything amazing, remember, submit it to Third Phase of Moon. We share it to the world. We share it pretty much at the speed of light. You know what, everybody? We got Ed. Ed's here. Ed just opened up his new channel, and it's called In Focus UFOs, and that's quite an interesting title, I'd have to say. Like, we get a lot of videos, and there's a lot of videos out there, blurry UFOs. People complain there's no clear, sharp images of UFOs. Ed is one of them that captures about as clear gets in regards to the phenomenon extraterrestrial. He's been aboard the ship. He's been mentored by an alien named Voss. Millions of people have heard his story. Millions of people have seen his videos and photographs. Ed, welcome to the show, Third Phase.
Hey, Blank. Thanks for having me on tonight. I really appreciate you plugging my new channel. This is a new thing for me. You guys at Third Phase of Moon have been really incredible in sharing my information. And, I'd have to be... the comments sometimes, the calls come in, and it can be hurtful. And it's one of the reasons why I haven't shared to the level that I'm sharing now with my new channel, In Focus UFOs. But I've been listening to the show tonight, and the last caller that just called in said something about a shroud, the halo effect, if you will, around different footage of craft that is shot. That's a really important point to be made. I know you've seen it in all the footage you've analyzed, and I've, in my experiences, capturing images, fooling with the focus, moving the camera, setting the tripod, and then wondering why it's not as sharp as it could have been. I think there is definitely something to be said. Like that last caller, I am not a professional scientist, but I'm at a point now where I'm really feeling like this is the time to go forward with this channel. I've been reluctant to share because of experiences that I've had before, and you guys have really opened up this opportunity for me. I'm at a point in my life now where my work is now over, and this archive, if what's that expression, use it or lose it. So that's why I have this channel, In Focus UFOs. And I'm going to put it out there and be offering my analyzation of it and description of when it was shot. And, the last caller and the other callers that also said, where's the effect of, this reoccurrence of sightings with individuals. There's something to be said about that. My first experience happened before I was at the age of 10. I don't want to relieve how old I am now, but I have had these experiences now for a long time, and I've got a lot of archival footage. I've only, tip of the iceberg shared with you guys. So I look forward to growing the resource that I'm going to offer on In Focus UFOs, and also, about the timing. This convergence of black holes is expected to happen this coming week. This disappearance of the train. This idea that the last caller said that, these things are happening and it's almost becoming commonplace. It's one of the motivations that I've had in putting this channel up there.
Wow, Ed, thanks for coming back. It's been a while. And, I've asked some pretty harsh questions to, get your demeanor. Who is Ed? What's Ed all about? And, your evidence speaks for itself. That's what is amazing to me. That's what we do here at Third Phase. We get evidence and we share it to the world. And I'm quite impressed with your channel. And I'm just kind of hoping that, is this the end? Are you going to be sharing more information, more evidence to us at Third Phase?
Yeah, so I'm not doing this by myself. I've got a team of people that is primarily made up of family members. And again, I got to give credit to you guys to inspiring me to, in a way to put myself out there, because it's against my nature to do that kind of thing. But this is what I'm going to do, is catalog and post all of the footage that I've shot. This dates back to the days of Super 8. I've got VHS footage. I've got Betamax, all the way up to recent footage that I've shot on the latest technology of digital photography. So in addition, I really hope to provide a service of bringing the news to the people. Again, per your last caller, this just seems so ripe, is that things are happening and it's almost becoming commonplace. Whether it is the disappearance of this 47-car train in Canada, or whether it's the convergence of these black holes, or whether it's the latest footage from NASA, or whether it's this new planet that's been discovered. I think the last headline I read is that there's sand dunes, but there's no surf. It seems like we really are living in the future in this 2015 year. And the time is just, they say it's all about timing. It really seems to be the time.
Well, timing is everything, Ed. And let me, you've only got one video up so far. I know you have a lot of evidence that you shared with us, and by all means, you could share whatever you shared with us, upload it on your channel. How often are you going to be updating your channel, and what are you going to be exactly doing? I'm hoping that we're going to get to hear more details about these close encounters with Voss, and details of what the ship is, the situation, the time, the date, the opinion.
Yeah, I appreciate the question, Blake, but unfortunately I hate to waffle on the answer, but I cannot commit to the production schedule or when I'm going to be releasing what next. I would really like to think that, maybe on a bi-monthly basis. First of all, I am not the technology guy. I know how to work and operate cameras. I like to consider myself to have an artistic eye in terms of setting up a frame, but I am not a technological wizard, and I am not doing this channel by myself. In fact, it's my granddaughter. She's the one who's helping me out to post all this information. So I'm working as a family to get this out to the people.
Wow, your granddaughter's doing pretty well, Ed, and I appreciate her work and your information that's coming in. You know what? We're going to take a break, and we got about 20 minutes left. Maybe we could get some questions in from the public to Ed, ask him about his channel or people's opinions about this train. Blake Cousins here, Third Phase Moon. We'll be right back. Third Phase Moon. Thanks, Paul Barrett, K5, supplying the incredible music tonight right here at Third Phase. Everybody, take a look at iTunes, the link's below. If you love the music like we do at Third Phase, it's up on iTunes. You can download all your favorite tracks. They're up there. Put them on your jam on these crazy songs by Paul Barrett. They're out of this world. Anyway, we got Ed with us. Ed, famous abductee, has his own YouTube channel now, and he says he's going to be sharing videos on there on on a basis of under his control. You never know what's going to happen when it's coming down to Ed and what's happening with him and his family. Now, let's maybe we could get some questions in from the public that want to ask Ed some questions. Let's go to area code 949 first. 949, you're live, third phase. You got a question for Ed?
Yep.
Go ahead.
He kind of answered one of the questions I had, and that's a perfect answer for what I would have hoped for, is that Ed's always been very protective and almost fearful of any type of exposure. And I was going to ask Ed, well, why now? And he pretty much answered it in the fact that he said that, his work is now over, so he probably doesn't have to fear from that. And it's almost like a timely calling that everything is happening at pretty much light speed. And I told anyone that knows me pretty well with my experiences that, in the next couple of years, this was several years ago, that we would expect to see more interactions with different types of beings. And it's been put in your face, and it's kind of interesting that the dates that mean something to humans, which probably don't mean much to extraterrestrials or aliens, kind of indicates a conglomerate effort by maybe government and extraterrestrials to make things happen on certain dates, like New Year's and 4th of July and during eclipse and things like this. I would just ask listeners out there to remember one thing primarily. We have been and have accounts documented that we have had knowledge and interaction with aliens or extraterrestrials for thousands of years. And you must know that it's pretty easy to deduct that at the intelligence and technology levels that are obviously been displayed, and doesn't take much imagination, that you could only imagine over that time period what has really transpired and the things that are being put as witnessable by public and as being permissed by government who controls all types of media, that when we are seeing the type of undeniable occurrences such as the train disappearance, that time is getting very close at hand. I don't know if it's in the next week or not. It seems like every time I put any faith in...
I didn't mean to interrupt you. This is Ed. I apologize. I did not get your name, and I apologize for interrupting.
I've been, and this is pretty. Another thing that's really good about what you said, Ed, is how long you've been witnessing these things. I find that people that are,
I want to just let you know that I've heard what you've been saying, and I agree with what you've been saying. And this has been the issue with me on a personal level, not that that's of any great importance about my timing and creating this new channel, In Focus UFOs, is that there are people like you and I, like the listeners to this radio program, who are on the same page. We understand one another. We are in agreement. We have a shared perception. We've had a shared perception based on shared experiences. Unfortunately, there is a stigma that goes with this. And without delving too much in my own personal history, it dates back to the time when I was still in grade school. And I'm not letting you know that I've got a hang-up or anything, but the experience that I had as essentially a boy, trying to share these experiences and tell people what I had seen, and going forward with the actual encounters that I have had, you can only imagine the result of sharing that with people. I'm not talking about laughter and scoffing. I'm talking about the point of being completely ostracized. So you're spot on in your assessment of the timing of why I'm opening up this new channel of In Focus UFOs. And I can only hope that the result of doing this is positive in the sense that more of us, people like you and myself, are able to enable others to share this information and legitimize it.
Let's get to some other callers right now. Area code 405. Hey, man, thanks for waiting. You've been on hold for about an hour. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Blake. Ed, it's nice to have a little chat with you. I just want to say I really enjoy your videos, sir, and I tip out my imaginary hat, and I hope to see your work in the future.
Hey, I really appreciate the feedback. It's encouraging, and it means a lot to me. If you are able to, get anything positive from my channel at In Focus UFOs and hang in there while we get through our growing pains, and again, the objective in doing this is the timing of where I am in my life, but even more importantly, the timing of where we are now today as a society in the year 2015. I am not a doomsayer. I am a positive person. But this nationally covered media event that's supposed to occur on September the 23rd, this is just days away now, where we're going to have a convergence of black holes. This is really one of the motivating forces for me to start this channel, In Focus UFOs.
Yeah, Blake. I mean, Ed. Sorry, sir. You say you're a bit of a positive person. I'm a positive person as well because, I like, people to state facts on what they have. Every now and then I see people hoaxing, an alien abduction or whatever. That has me less faith in, humanity. They just want to make themselves famous or something. But you, sir, you really have my faith in humanity because you are witnessing things. I am very surprised how well these spaceships, good sir, how well they are designed and look. Some of them are really scary. The first video, sir, I saw was that very scary looking one that has this evil looking face. I was like, dude, that. At first I thought it was CGI, but when I started seeing more and more of your videos, sir, I had to say that's the real thing. I apologize
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there is an ominous element to many of my archival footage, and that is not purposeful. That is just a sense of reality. And for when you report that or respond to that as being, intimidating, that to me speaks of, the fact that this footage is authentic. But I just want to let you know that I'm not into scaring anybody. I'm not into changing anybody. And I also want to just tell you one more thing before I leave. And I really respect you and the things that you're saying. But please, for you and everyone else going forward, please don't refer to me as sir. I was never in the military. I know there's a lot of people who have had experiences with UFOs who have been in the armed services, from Marines to Air Force, even to Coast Guard. We've got a lot of people who have had sightings, encounters, who have been in the armed services, and their information has been repressed. But I really appreciate your commentary tonight. Thank you.
Well, I was told to respect my elders, and I'm not for sure how old you are, sir. I'm in my early 30s, and so I just want to show you as much respect as I can, and I doubted you at first, but now I'm feeling consider you as a very reliable person for any information regarding UFOs.
Wow. Hey, thanks for the call in. Ed is here taking calls. We only got about a few minutes left. Unfortunately, this is quite amazing, and it's basically breaking news, in my opinion. Appreciate the call in, man. All right, let's maybe Kelly's got a question for Ed. Kelly, you there?
Yeah, hey, how's it going, Ed? I'm also a fan of some of your footage and videos that you have posted as well. I mean, that's some of the realest stuff that I've seen, and I just also like to say that I know you're not out there to scare anybody. It's just, what it is, I believe, is just that people are not used to seeing something like that because it's something that they're not used to. It's not anything that's like out of the movies or anything. This is like some real life stuff, man. If it was with me, I really want to welcome that type of stuff, and all I would like to say was, in your last video, and while I was watching it, you had Blake out there commentating, and one of his comments was saying that you were more or less yelling at this type of spacecraft. I mean, this one looks more triangle from the other ones that you have posted. And I was wondering, why would be the change apart or something, or is that the correct analogy that we found, that you were more or less trying to get this craft away from you?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a fair question, and I don't know if I have the quick answer for you. It just comes down to how events unfold as they're being recorded. Just as it is, the timing now for me to come forward with this new channel. I want it to be successful. I was reluctant going forward, but this channel that I'm starting called In Focus UFOs, I don't have any aspirations for it other than being a place where I can finally, once and for all, catalog my archival footage. And I'll be going over what I post in depth, trying to give all the details that I can on when they were recorded and what the experience was when they happened. In addition to that, I hope that, without being a commentator of some sort, I really hope to, as a caller I heard previously on the show tonight, report, the news of the day. All you got to do is open up the newspaper, turn on the television, and this news is in our faces on a daily basis. So that's my objective. And if you find that you're an audience for that source, please come visit In Focus UFOs. I appreciate your call.
Wow, that was Ed calling into Third Phase of Moon. Appreciate you sharing evidence with us over the past couple of years. We hope that we could get more evidence over the next how many years left. I hope it's decades to come. Ed, appreciate you calling in. Appreciate it a lot.
Well, yeah, and I got to thank these guys here, at Third Phase of Moon. It wasn't until I discovered them that literally I started to come out of my shell, and if it wasn't for Blake and his brother Brent Cousins, making me feel essentially safe, I wouldn't be where I am today. And they've been really encouraging starting my own channel. And again, with my family, we're going to go forward and give it our best shot. And it's a positive thing for me to be able to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. And we'll be definitely keeping up to date on your channel. I'm definitely subscribing. Everybody, we're looking for breaking news material from around the world. Right now, we're looking at that Canadian rail company, and they're missing 47 trains, almost a quarter of a mile long, over hundreds of tons of steel missing, vanished in thin air. Everybody, what's going on around the world? Well, maybe Ed has some insight. Check out his channel, In Focus UFOs. This is Blake Cousins, and if you've captured anything amazing, send it to Third Phase of Moon via Skype, Facebook. Check out our YouTube channel. Everybody, we're not alone. We'll see everybody again next time.
unidentified